Hi, I'm JP Lisdorf. I just wanted to shoot this video to introduce myself and let you know a little bit about who I am. I'm originally from Denmark. I spent most of my life there, and I actually didn't even want to be in finance when I was younger. I wanted to be a journalist and a writer. I mean, that explains all the books behind me. But when I was a writer and a journalist, I often wrote about businesses, and I thought, wow, it's really, really interesting to see how they're doing good or bad. And I said I didn't understand enough about the financials, so I started studying business administration. This was a very, very fun period in my life because while I was studying business administration, I happened to meet my wife, the love of my life, and she was in New York at the time. I was back in Denmark, and we did the long distance thing for a while. But then in 2012, I moved to New York. I started working there as an accountant in a hedge fund, and that was a fun time. I learned a lot and grew. And then in 2015, we moved out here to San Diego. Here, I joined a company that was one of the first companies that started selling things other than books on Amazon. I mean, Amazon was very much books at the time, but they pioneered selling, they were selling LED lights. I was there from when they grew from a warehouse that was like 4,000 square feet to, at the biggest point, they had a total of 200,000 square feet of warehousing. And I was the CFO of the company during that entire time. It was really, really funny to be a part of that story. Now, my brother, he always jokes like, how did you get from wanting to be a journalist into being an accountant? Because like one is very, very fascinating and interesting and creative, and when you say creative and accounting, like it never sounds good together. But the reason is actually very simple, because what really inspired me about being a journalist was telling the story. And this is exactly what I do as a CFO. I tell the story about what's going on in the company, and I do it based on the numbers. So that's a little bit about me.